I don't think I need to introduce Jalou, but she's 3 times world champion, wave rider. You are an absolute pioneer in women in kiteboarding. The other thing we want to mention is 2 nights ago we were here and we were watching your premiere of your movie, 118 Feet of Freedom.
Yes, exactly.
How did it go?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was kind of last minute that we started up the screening, and yeah, Kat and I were making the posters and we're getting all excited and we were looking for venues where we could hold it. It was the day of the screening and the whole place was just absolutely
so busy, man.
Packed. There was just people at the door that couldn't even come in. There was like lines, people waiting, and they were like, oh, we're so bummed we missed out. So like, I really didn't expect it. I didn't know what to expect. With kiters, you never know. If it's windy till late, there will be kiting till late, but everybody showed up and everybody was so stoked, and the response that I got from all the girls is just been mind-blowing.
Yeah, there's a level that you get with kiteboarding as a woman. What you want female inspiration, right? You want to see girls riding. When you see a girl riding, it's so different to see a guy riding.
Yeah, it really makes me think like, wow, this was only the first project I did with these girls, but it makes me think I want to do more and create a platform for these girls that have the talent, but are not like, don't have the ability or don't have the budget to kind of push themselves forward to be seen. And I think that's the most important thing, that we girls are being seen by the sponsors and see what we're actually capable of, because there's so many girls that are so talented, and we should all embrace it and help each other and team up and kite together, and we'll just make the community grow and grow. And that's what I'm after, and that's what motivates me.
I had tears in my eyes, man. It was so good.
Wow, thank you. I'm so happy to hear. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep working on new projects.
Yeah.
I just need to let this all sink in and like let my creative Brian do the work, and then I'll definitely find ways to start off 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Favorite animal?
Dolphin.
Dolphin. What did you do yesterday?
I went shooting with Mystic for a new project.
I want to know about that.
A brand project. Like the Break Boundaries they shot last year, that we're working on something new now. Some footage mixed from all over the world together, and which is going to be super sick. And so it's gonna be sick. Better stay tuned for that.
This quick fly round isn't really working. What are you doing tomorrow?
I have to look at the forecast. I know I have a meeting with Noord, but yeah, probably in the water again.
Favorite spot?
Hakgat.
How many kites are in the sky right now?
Can't answer. Can't answer.
How many kites are in the sky in Cape Town right now?
One just launched.
One word to describe you.
Impulsive.
One word to describe you when you were 15.
Oh, wild. Wild and reckless.
Favorite rider?
I would say AIRton straight away. Yeah, I just like his way of, he's just so talented as an all-around waterman, and not just with kite surfing, but he's a great surfer. He can do SUP. He just has it all, and I just love when I see him riding it. For example, at Punta Preta and Cabo Verde, man, he can dream the wave. He can make anything possible. He kind of bunny hops over the rocks that are in the inside, because the wave breaks really close to the shore, and he just managed to like do the sickest airs, and he jumps, and like every moment you think, whoa, dude, this is gonna be impossible, he makes it happen. But I have to say, like, there is not really one rider. There are so many riders out there that are so inspiring. Like, look at Moona Whyte also these days. She's just on a roll, getting barreled. Like each and every day I almost see a post of her like riding the perfect wave. And then it's Jesse who won the Red Bull King of the Air. My brother who just started his own brand. There's so many riders who have something special and it's so different, inspiring, and everybody has his own thing, you know?
Yeah, okay,
and that's what I love.
Best competition and the year?
Mauritius, the GK Mauritius. I love that place so much. 2019, I won it. That was the first time I won it. And that location just gives you goosebumps, you know? You don't know what the ocean is gonna give you, and it can be massive. And there's like just this sharp, dry reef below, and just giving yourself the time to get to know this wave and feel comfortable by riding a monster wave is just...
Biggest fear?
Drowning.
Favorite food?
a well prepared, well filling salad.
Favorite book?
I don't read.
No.
No, I try to. I can only read a lot when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
When I'm on the plane, I read quite a lot, but
Otherwise, no.
otherwise I don't have the rest to
Yeah.
find the
I
rest
know
to
what you
actually
mean.
read and open a book.
Favorite non-sport activity?
Climbing mountains.
Favorite brand?
Whatever, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, anything.
Apple.
Last time you cried?
Oh, I cry almost every day.
Yeah.
There's always a reason to cry. Yeah, sometimes I can look at a really
my
sad
God.
movie and
You're
I'm
after
so
my heart.
emotional, you know. Like even I was watching Dumbo, you know, the movie with the elephant. Already makes me cry.
She's welling up. She's welling up.
Yeah, it's so true though, but so adorable. But yeah, it happens
Last time you laughed? Properly laughed?
every day.
The age you started kiting?
12.
If you weren't a pro kiter, what would you be?
That's a question I ask myself a lot. I wouldn't know. I really
Yeah,
wouldn't
because you
know.
started at 12.
Yeah. There wasn't much room to think about what else am I gonna do.
Wow.
Yeah, but sometimes I do think, I'm like, wow, what else would it have been if I wasn't close to the ocean? Maybe I would have grown up in a city. What would have I be doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe be a doctor.
No, I don't think so. I think I will be doing creative stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'll be traveling and doing something creative, and sure, something with sport, but
Yeah,
what
it's
that
mad.
would be, I don't know. Sometimes I would like to scroll back, and then what if I made a different decision in my life? Like what path would I have walked on then?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Where would I be now at this stage?
Yeah. And how comfortable would you be in there as well?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly. All right.
I'm going to ask you to tell me a story of success, a story of failure, regret, and a story of reward. We'll start with a success.
For me, I think the biggest success was when I decided for myself to step away from freestyle, because I started kiteboarding as a freestyler. Yeah, I've been on tour for like so many years, like following my brother's footstep. He was on tour, I followed him, I did the same, and I did alright, but I was never consistent in the freestyle tour. Sometimes I would have like a second place and then I would be 5th or 8th, so I wasn't consistent enough. And at one point I totally lost the joy for kiting, because I was just putting so much pressure on myself, and I wanted to perform and I wanted it so bad, but it wasn't me. The freestyle was never me, but it felt comfortable and safe to be close to my brother, and I thought, what he does, I want to do. I want to be what he is.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, like, whatever, if I do what he does, I'm going to be the same. So I followed his footsteps for so long, also because I was so young and I didn't really know and I didn't have much of a voice of my own.
Right.
I kept doing what I was doing, and then at one point I almost quit kiteboarding. I got so tired of it and I was like, wow, what am I doing? I hate kiting. I just want to lit my kites on fire. I want to stop this right now. I was even looking into studies, but I didn't even know where to look for studies because I've just been in the ocean and just kiting.
How old were you then when that?
I was about early 20s, I think.
Okay, yeah. It's like that point in life where you're like,
yeah,
shit, is this really what I'm doing?
Yeah, is this it? You know? That's what I started thinking. I started questioning myself. What am I doing? And then at that point I decided to start more freeriding, and that's what I really enjoyed. I started making some video projects, and that's something I kind of liked, but still I was doing freestyle.
Okay.
And I still felt there was something missing. And then one year in Cape Town, I started picking up my waveboard more and more. I was like, yeah, why not? I'm just gonna try, you know, it's something different. And I felt that it was giving me so much energy just to ride a different board. And it's just learning from scratch. I couldn't even do a jibe, you know. I would be sitting in the middle of the ocean, literally like putting my board the other way to go the other direction. And I was like in big waves straight away because I already knew how to surf.
Yeah.
But wow, that's when things just started connecting.
Yeah.
I kind of found back the love for kiting, and I was like, wow, this is something I love doing. And I think this was such a good decision. And then I told myself, okay, I want to compete because I am a competitor. I love competing. Why don't I train for 1 year, see what this new World Tour is all about, kind of see what everybody's doing, I'm going to train, I'm going to travel the world, I'm going to go make sure I ride as many different waves as possible, and then I'll be well prepared for the next year. So that's what I decided to do. So I traveled, I trained, and then the next year I competed.
Yeah.
And that was also the very first year that I became world champion. Because with freestyle you always go to the same places, and with wave riding you have like a whole new world opening up. Like, oh, where am I looking now? We need wind, so you need to make a spot work and make it be real good.
Yeah.
So for me that was one of the best things back then that I decided to do.
Yeah, nice.
Find my own way,
that.
you know, kind of separate away a bit from my brother, do something from what I really
passion.
feel, which is good for me. And yeah, that made me very, very happy. It was scary at first, but it felt so rewarding once I put my mind on a goal and I managed to reach that goal. And wow, it was just, and it wasn't just becoming world champion in 2012. It was just the step of having the feeling, oh wow, I can just stand on my own legs.
2 feet, yeah.
I don't need anybody to help me. I got this all dialed in. I know how to train for my competition. I make sure I travel to the locations early, so I know the spot.
Yeah.
I know my way around, and that made me feel very confident.
Do you still feel that association? I mean, obviously you have the association with your brother.
Yeah.
But do you still feel that you are behind his shadow, or do you think you're?
No, not anymore. Like I feel like I've grown my own identity right now, and people know me for me now, and not always the sister of.
Yeah.
Still, when I come here, people are like, "Oh, Jalou, nice. Where's your brother?" That's the first thing they usually say, and then I sometimes mention that to Kevin, and Kevin is like, "Yeah, I get exactly the same. Oh, Kevin, nice. Where's your sister?" So they kind of see the combination, and yeah, it's just amazing to have a brother that is also so talented in the sport. And yeah, I think we're both like going separate ways, but we also help each other.
You have that core. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I can ask him anything, and he just knows how to deal with a lot of situations, and I still learn from that.
Yeah.
I think we can just make each other stronger and help each other. And yeah, no, I'm very happy to have had him. I think without him, I wouldn't have been where I am today.
Yeah.
Because he was the reason why I've been so hard on myself, and why I've pushed myself so hard that it almost killed the love for me for the sport. But I managed to get out of that again as well, and like kind of kickstart myself and be where I am today.
Yeah.
So it has its downside, but it also had a very positive side of it. I think failure is something that happens in life, maybe even sometimes every single day. I think you need those failures to grow. And big failure. Now, I never see a failure as a failure.
It could be any failure, you know?
Yeah, like I don't mind a failure. Like it feels hard at first once you think you really make the wrong choice, or you think how stupid could I have been. But this is the things you need to actually grow.
Yeah.
And you learn so much from failure.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a topic failure on the top of my head right now, but I know every time I failed, I've learned much, and I've only grown as a person.
Yeah.
And I think everyone needs it.
I think it's so important because like I read something the other day about how, you know, a pro rider, they've failed more times than you tried. And I think like there's a fear of failure, right? So when you start kiteboarding especially, you go out there and everyone's awesome. I mean, here everyone's amazing. Okay, not everyone, but most people are really good, right? So there's like a fear of going out because you don't want to fail, but then how many times have they failed? You have to, and I think it's taking the step to be comfortable to fail.
Exactly. You shouldn't be scared, what you're saying, to fail. Yeah. And especially for me in whatever sport, I'm not scared to fail. Yeah. But I'm scared to fail when I have to do this film presentation that I did. I'm trying to like get the text in my head and make sure people follow what I'm saying, and I can sometimes get so enthusiastic that I start a topic and then I start talking about the other topic when the other one's not finished yet, and I'm like, oh. So that is something for me which gives me a little bit, gets me out of my comfort zone, but which is also really good to do, because you did it once and you're like, wow, it was really scary, I got pulled out of my comfort zone, but wow, I feel so good now, and I can only improve after this, and you feel proud, and I feel like you need to keep pulling yourself out of that comfort zone to keep growing. And I know it's the most uncomfortable thing ever. We are all comfortable, like in our safe zone, but it's easy to get stuck in there as well.
And I think if you're not nervous, then you don't care. You know, if you're nervous and you care, that's a good thing. You should embrace it, you know?
Yeah.
This is going to be a hard one.
Yeah, that's very
You can't
hard.
have like hashtag no regrets.
Yeah. Wow, this is a really tough one, eh? Man, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I think it's hard to have a regret, actually.
Yeah, like to tell about like.
It's almost like an admission you've made the wrong decision.
Yeah, 2 years ago we went to Ireland for a photo shoot with Mystic.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
yeah, I know that one.
Which was really cool. And the day I had to leave because I had to go travel to Brazil to compete in Praia for the final GKA of the season. It was pure strapless freestyle. And that one day when I was leaving, there was the best swell you could have imagined. And the days before we were searching and waiting for it to happen. So I was on my way to the airport, and as soon as I arrived back in Holland, I got all these messages and I saw all the photos that they sent me like, Lou, you really missed out. I'm like, yeah, thanks guys, you know, like I can't really change anything. So sometimes I feel like I want to be in 2 locations at one time, but you just can't, you know? And then it's like, okay, what decision do you make then? Yeah. I had no choice, I had to go to Brazil. Yeah. So that's why I had to go back. Yeah. Because I wanted to win that title, and in the end I'm happy I did because I became world champion again. But yeah, that's sometimes I find it very difficult to make the right decision on
where to be, when.
Where to be at what time, and also keeping in mind like you also need time to settle down a bit. Yeah. You know, I also need time to be at home sometimes just to kind of find a bit of a rhythm of life and kind of chill out a bit because.
Is it hard?
Yeah, it is, because we actually live 24/7 for this sport. There is not like a holiday time, there is no stop of the wind or the conditions. Yeah. So if I want to stop, I would have to travel to somewhere where there's no ocean, go offline, go off the grid for a bit. Yeah. And I would like to do that sometimes, but it's just kind of hard. You know, there's so many things popping up during the year. Yeah. Like with sponsors, with events, with clinics that I'm doing. So there's just so much that is going on.
And do you ever get bored?
Of guiding?
Yeah, of the lifestyle.
I wouldn't say bored, but I can get bored of riding the same conditions. Okay. Like if I ride too much average conditions, I get bored. Yeah. Like I get really bored, and then as soon as I travel to locations like Indonesia or Mauritius, and there is a big swell, then I feel like the fire. You know, you feel the fire and you get that feeling like feeling alive. Yeah. And I definitely need that in the sport every now and again. Otherwise, it's all feels like the same. Yeah. The one session doesn't stand out anymore from the other. Yeah. So you want a good variety of different waves, front side, back side, big waves, small waves, to keep you triggering. Yeah. To keep you
and
triggered.
It's the fear. You wanna inject a bit of that kind of adrenaline, you know?
Exactly.
So like otherwise you lose the passion, you lose the fire.
Exactly. Yeah. You always want a little bit of that little hint of adrenaline. Yeah. That gets you like off the water. You're like, woo!
Having ridden these waves like time and time again, you still get scared?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think you really have to respect the ocean. Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get. If you're gonna be reckless, you're gonna be paying for it as well. So yeah, definitely. If I'm back in Mauritius and I've been like spending some time in Europe when I've been riding like average conditions, and I get to Mauritius and the waves are pumping, it's been a while then for me that I rode a big wave. So yeah I'm like, also like going back and forward. Yeah.
One eye.
God. Exactly. Looking at the wave. Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, this looks good. Okay. And now I'm gonna go, you know? So it takes a bit of time to get comfortable again. Yeah, I'm not living on Maui or whatever, or where Moona is at. Moona's like, I think she's in the perfect wave 24/7, and that's how you see her levels also like increasing so rapidly because it seems like she's just always in double overhead. Yeah. And you know, I'm from Europe and I'm here in Cape Town. Can get big, but it's not always big. So it's like kind of whatever you're used to. And you have riders that rip in big waves, and you have riders that rip in smaller, more average conditions. And that makes it also nice during a contest, because you never know what you can expect.
Yeah, sure, because people ride so differently.
Exactly, and some people are used to the perfect, and some are used to the very average. Yeah. And then if you can combine that, then it'll make you the top rider.
Yeah, I was training with some guys from India, and the guy's like, yeah, but if there's clouds, you wouldn't kite, right? And he was such a good rider. I was like, what the?
Yeah, we're actually pretty gnarly, like, if you think about the UK, the
Netherlands, yeah.
we grow up on like messy,
you learn in crazy,
strong, heavy conditions, currents. I think at one point last year I was kind of living on a pink cloud for a little bit because I managed to get my third world title in Brazil, and then straight after I signed with Nord as well, and then all these things all combined at one stage, and that kind of felt like wow, felt like I was lifted off the floor for a little bit, like so many successes in such a short period of time almost gave me wings. I'm like, to my boyfriend Roderick, I'm like, Roderick, sorry, but I'm just living these weeks on a pink cloud, like anything what came at me just went right. Like everything seemed to go my way. Sometimes you have those times in your life where everything just seems to work. And of course you have those moments where nothing works and you like fight so hard for it and it doesn't work, and now everything is kind of like all the hard work that I've put into the sport of all these years. I've been for 18 years, I've been in the sport. And then feeling this true reward where you're really getting embraced by the brands.
It all comes together,
all the crowd and all the people are like, "Whoa, you did so good," that it almost, you can't realize it.
Did you feel pressure after that?
Not really. No, I kind of stayed the same person. Like, I'm still gonna ride like I ride. I'm not gonna do less or. It's gonna be the same. And no, I actually don't feel pressure. I feel like I can be whatever I want to be at this stage. I feel like I've proved myself in the sport over these years. I made a bit of a name for myself, and I want to keep challenging myself. That's for sure. And I want to think big.
Final question. Why is She Flies the best thing ever?
I think it's awesome because you're kind of trying to achieve what I am also standing for. You want to create a platform for more girls and get us all together, and I think we can only embrace that and work together to get this platform bigger and bigger, and so all girls know in the future about She Flies. Like also with what we talked about earlier with women empowering, get everybody closer together, get women's kiteboarding on a higher level. And just share the passion for the sport. That's for me the most important thing. Get more females out there that don't have to be scared of
the industry,
or the amount of guys on the water. They should be like, I can do anything. And it doesn't matter what level you are. You should be stoked and be like feeling free, like, oh, I can give kite surfing a try. Why wouldn't I?
And I think for me, I've got to say, like, there's a flat hierarchy, you know, like everyone just wants to know each other and just wants to talk to each other and share the stoke, and especially women in kiteboarding, it's all about like pushing it for beginner or intermediate or advanced, you know.
That's maybe a thing with female as well. They're so they like to be together and chatty and like create a group,
and also like you said it before about when you last cried, right? Every day. So we're emotional people, we're emotional beings, and I think sometimes we deny that. We pretend that we're really strong and like I've got this, you know, I can do this, and like it's okay to be emotional and say, like, go up to someone in the car park and say, oh my god, like I had a tough session, how was your session, you know. You want to talk about it.
Thank you.
It was an honor. Thanks, Jalou.